So this one's a fun one because it's called Two Finger Snap. We got four fingers between us. What is this, a poetry seminar?
Yeah!
Yeah! Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Mate Brewski. I'm out of breath and we got beer for you. This is Andrei, you've seen him multiple times before. He's my brother if you're new to the channel.
No, I'm not.
He makes the music and does other and enjoys beer just like me.
No, I know. That was Troy Blackburn.
Okay. Today we have Two Finger Snap. Single hop double IPA with Galaxy. And Galaxy's the hop in question here from Rouge River. It's another big boozy beer. It's 8.2%. Alcohols by volume, 60 IBUs. You ready for this? I'm taking that as a yes. Let's crack this bad boy open. Let's see what we got. We're into the my Rouge River pint tulip glass. He's got an exchange tulip glass.
Exchange student tulip glass.
I didn't get as much. You got a lot more head than I did.
That's because I suck.
You poured it aggressively. This is very similar in color to the double Holy Trinity.
Well, actually, when it comes to color,
It looks.
I'll
maybe
say this
a touch
is
darker.
It's lighter. Well, no, it's more opaque, but it does look a little bit more on the yellow side.
Yeah.
It's so similar.
Good color to it.
It's more opaque though. More lighter, more whites.
Yeah.
It's
Just as hazy.
just a tad on the light side. You know what? You need to buy a color meter. Because you can just measure the colors and be like, okay, this is the values are, it's like 0 out of 225 for like RGB. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's never gonna happen. All right. Color meters are expensive.
A lighter aroma. Not as dank or resiny compared to the other one, but
Okay,
still.
this isn't as like. Actually, this is more flowery, but I'm getting those purpley flowers, like lilac and stuff.
Purple can.
Purple flowers.
Purple flowers.
Okay, yeah. Good design choice.
Yeah, definitely more floral than fruity.
Yeah, it's florally, way more florally, less fruity as for sure. Getting like wild flowers. I'm not a florist, but I know about flowers.
Wild flowers. Yeah, definitely more florally.
Lavender?
That, you know what, when you said lavender, yeah.
Or was it lilacs? I get the two mixed.
I think you said lilacs at first.
Yeah, I don't know what lilacs are. Yeah.
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 It looks like the can.
Yeah.
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 Lilac, I think maybe that's what they were going for.
Maybe the can is just a shot of a lilac, but very like overexposed. What do I know about photography? What is overexposure? Like,
Overexposure when it's too white.
is that what it is, or is it oversaturation?
No overexposure.
I don't know, man. All right, lilac. So that's all I get.
Yeah, I'm getting more florally. Maybe a touch of mango in the background.
And then you get like your beer. You get a little bit of fruits in the back, but like mostly florally.
Not as citrusy on the nose compared to the other one. Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers,
Keep
guys.
on drinking. On the taste, not as strong as the other one. Not as as flavorful as the other one.
It's really more held back.
Yeah, which I'm kind of bummed about.
No, it's still decently strong though. Because like my dad was like, the last one was too strong. So like, this might be up his alley. I think this is like decent still. It's not too bad. It's good.
It's definitely but definitely more florally than it. The florally, little citrusy, but there's not that intensity of like tropical fruitiness going on, or fruits in general, really.
Yeah, no, it's not like juice, which actually I like. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to drink juice. I want to drink lilacs.
Definitely more bitter.
Yeah, it's more of a beer.
Yeah, more of like a citrusy rind sort of bitterness. Still dank and resiny, but not sweet. Definitely on the more bitter and somewhat aggressive end. But it's still pretty good. Heavy again.
Yeah, once you get past the lilacs, you actually get used to it, and you taste more of the bitter beer, and then the undertones come in. Undertones. What do I know?
You know, you're right though. You get something just hidden under there. I'm still trying to figure out what it is.
Very kind of yeasty.
A little. I'm not
very used.
Not as big of a fan of this one compared to the Holy Trinity. It's good. It's just I'm not a big fan of like super florally stuff, and this is screaming out more flowers than anything, in my opinion, or at least for my palate.
Yeah, because like I'm smelling it even after I drink it. But no, I'm focused on like the undertones.
Yeah.
If anything, that makes this more chuggable because it's not like screaming. It's not like you're chugging fruit juice. This is more like a beer. More bitter, more like an IPA. Once you get past the floraliness, like don't you like? I don't even taste the floraliness anymore. It's all in me. I got used to it. It's like, you know, once you smell a flower, for so much, and you can't smell it anymore.
Yeah. See, now I'm getting a little bit more, like, not per se sweet. It's not sweet pineapple, but I'm getting a little bit of like a. Yeah, like a bitter pineapple, if that makes sense. I mean, you know, we really had to think of bitter pineapple, but probably some mango going on here, but it's not sweet.
Yeah, you got those little fruit notes in there.
Yeah, which are a little harder to pick out because of the main flavor is just so, I would say, aggressive. Not bad though. But florally forward, in my opinion.
Pretty acidic.
Yeah, and then a very big, long citrus rind sort of thing going on. That sort of just is like around the flavor itself, in my opinion. I don't know. Not as good as the Holy Trinity, but still, if you're more of a flowery, flavored kind of guy for beer and definitely IPAs, I think this might be a little bit more up your alley. But if you're thinking it's going to be overly fruity, then you might be a little disappointed. And Galaxy, from what I remember, the first time having Galaxy was very more florally in my opinion. Rouge River 2-Finger Snap Single Hopped Double IPA with Galaxy, 8.2% alcohols by volume. Here's what the can looks like. Got a lot of burps. Jesus Christ. No IBUs, no description, no ingredients. But on the bottom, it was packaged on July 29th. So this one is over a month old, but it's not too old.
Still good.
Yeah, still good. Over on the website, you go to rouge-river-brewing-company.com. You go to the beer section, the retail shop. It tells you it's 8.2% ABV, 60 IBUs, hazy double IPA, hopped exclusively with Australian Galaxy hops.
Australian Galaxy.
Yes, comes in 473 ml cans and also 4 packs of the cans. Over on the shop page, there is a separate description reading. Here, we've got a hazy double IPA made with wheat and oats and exclusively with Australian Galaxy hops for notes of ripe mango, passion fruit, and some dank pine.
Yeah, nah, it's pretty good, mate.
Yeah, but I'm not getting ripe mango or passion fruit. Maybe those are those underlying fruit notes.
Yeah.
But some dank pine, I definitely get that. But I'm thinking more florally than anything, like Andrei said.
Yeah, you gotta go the floral in there, and just right over there, man. Just right over there in your mouth. Just feel it, mate. Yeah.
It's fresh, but it's too. I'm not a big fan of it, to be completely honest. I mean, I like the beer, but I'm not a fan of the flavors. It's interesting.
Just because you can't handle them.
It's too much flour for me.
You can't handle the flour power.
Too much flour power.
Yeah.
Way too much flour power. Over on top though, two finger snap with Galaxy has been given a 4.16 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of 220 ratings. So people are still really enjoying it. It is a really well done beer.
Yeah, it's well done. Good quality. It is very similar to the Holy Trinity though. So it's like just a little bit more flowery, more bitter.
Yeah. When they
This is even more intense than the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
At least the Holy Trinity tasted like a twisted tea or whatever. Screwdriver or whatever it's called.
Yeah, screwdriver.
This tastes like a bitter beer.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more bitter. I'm going flowery bitter with a much more. It's not as dank or resiny, but it is more citrus rindy. If you just like bite a apple skin, or not an apple skin, a orange peel.
An orange peel. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the bitterness though.
Yeah. And it's too much of that.
Oh, is it too much for you? You're too soft? This is basically the Holy Trinity like amped up a little, like just in intensity.
And bitterness, but not alcohol. So Holy Trinity was at 8.4. 0.2 doesn't really make a huge difference, but
I think I like this one better because it's not juice. It's like, oh yeah. It's like you drink it and you're like, oh, that just like it's like flower power in your mouth, man.
See, I'm not a big fan of that.
Not very chuggable. Like
No.
I'm even like slower. I think.
Possibly
Slower.
Yep. I mean, I'm not gonna drink the whole thing on camera. I'm gonna enjoy the last bit.
I'm enjoying it on camera. Just tasting it. I like it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't be drinking it.
I like it, but I don't at the same time. It's weird. It's weird when you have a beer that does that to you, where you like parts of it, but you don't like it at the same time.
Yeah, it's a bit yeasty. I don't know, like, what's that, like, burning feeling in your throat? Is that the alcohols, or, like, it's kind of like a bubbly feeling?
Yeah, almost like heartburn, but in your throat.
Yeah. What is it?
I'm thinking that's the dank pine, and then possibly just the carbonation in here is sort of just that's when it's bubbling, and the dank pine, the bitterness of it really gets that note.
I feel like this is the same amount of carbonation as the Holy Trinity. Like, it's
Yeah.
the same brewery. I feel like they would have the same carbonation strategy.
Yeah, especially because it's
sense.
the same. It's still a double.
So let's
IPA.
rule out the carbonation. I think it's something else. What makes this more like burning in the throat than the Holy Trinity? Like, what is it?
I think that's just the more bitter notes that it has in the beer itself.
Yeah, because I feel it. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like permeating into my cell walls.
But it's like right here for me. That's where
Here?
it gets me. Yeah.
Oh, for here it's like here.
Oh, okay.
And like in the back of the throat.
Mm-hmm.
It's good though. It's not like painful. It's just like, oh yeah, I drank this thing.
Yeah, like it's a big beer.
Like carbonated drinks don't do that. Like Coca-Cola.
Mm.
No, it doesn't stay in your throat. It stays on your teeth and causes a cavity.
Mm-hmm.
This causes like throat bubbles.
Yeah.
It's like
It's fairly aggressive.
Oh, I think that's like something to do with like the bitter.
Yeah.
I don't even know. What do I know? Maybe it's like the Australian pine. It leaves like a dry throat feeling. Do you feel that?
Yeah, it dries it out.
But it's like a good dry throat feeling. It's not like I'm dying. It's like I'm more like like spicy almost.
Yeah,
Once you get to
spicy.
it.
That's the good word. I was thinking minty, but it's not minty, but it's spicy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like you just want more because it's like, yes, it's addictingly good. This is more edge to it. I like it. Less juicy.
It's
more edge.
a sharper flavor, sharper beer.
something. I enjoy this a lot, actually. How much money was this worth?
This was $6.25.
Same as the Holy Trinity. So this is basically the Holy Trinity on. This is
yeah.
Yeah, the Holy Trinity Australian version.
Kind of, yeah, but with 1 hop instead of 3.
Apparently Australians like to drink a lot, so it makes sense that their hops would be more
intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that side. What is Galaxy usually? Galaxy hop flavor profile?
I think it's the hop, dude.
It's definitely.
I don't think I've ever had this feeling in a beer before. It's pretty nice though. I like it.
Let's see. I don't know if this is the exact one because they're using Australian hops. I don't know where Northern Brewer gets their hops from. They are Australian Galaxy. Flavor profile of Australian Galaxy is passion fruit, gentle citrus, tropical fruits, earthy, and grassy.
Yeah, tropical. I'm getting the citrus and tropical. Earthy, grassy. I don't know.
Maybe that's the.
I don't have the taste buds for that. But like,
gentle citrus. Not on this one at least. But then again, this is just a general.
It's like the citrus is gentle on this. It's not very strong.
Passion fruit. I'm not really getting passion fruit out of this beer though.
Passion fruit?
Yeah.
No, man. When I move my mouth around, it feels like I had a fruit.
It's a little gritty.
It's a little fruity.
But
like citrusy.
Citrus.
It's like an
I
apple.
wouldn't say gentle citrus, but then
It's almost like apple juice.
Yeah. Then again, this is just from Northern Brewer, so might be slightly different. I don't know, depending on who.
Yeah, you just did a
getting
quick Google search. We don't know anything.
High in alpha acids, so high in IBUs. Yeah, it's, you know what, interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Good in IPAs, pale ale, saisons, and fruit beers. Yeah.
Like beers.
Oh
yeah. You getting that spice in your throat though?
Yeah.
Oh, it's spicy, dude.
It is.
What is that? Answer in the comments down below. Tell me, why is it spicy?
Why is it spicy?
Yeah, right? I feel like I could breathe a little bit of fire right now. That's good though. It's a good spice. I'm a fan of spice. I'm not a fan of like spice, but I'm a fan of spice, you know.
Yeah, it's like its own unique, because I'm thinking it's not white pepper. But it is just, it's not specific, it's not specifically bitter.
It's not from pepper. It's like its own type of spice.
Yeah.
Actual spice. It's more like, because pepper is on the tongue, everywhere in your nose.
Yeah.
This is more like in the back of your throat.
Yeah. This just has a little.
Just
like,
uniquely there.
And it's not burning. It's spice.
Yeah. What is it?
I don't know. It's like,
I like it.
The most general. If you say it's spicy in the back of my throat, that's the most general explanation you can give. And I hate that we can't find a better explanation for it.
You know when you take when you can't sleep at night because like your throat's closed and you take like some Vicks and like it
is
opens
it like
up your
Vicks
throat.
Spicy?
Yeah.
Like when you put it right under your nose and you just smell?
Yeah, it's like that, but without like the chemical taste. It's more like the opening effect.
Yeah.
It's like if I had like an allergic reaction and I needed an EpiPen or this, like I feel like this would open up my throat too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, because it's kind of cooling as well.
Throat opening, cooling mint. Is there mint in this?
No.
I don't know, man.
But that's what before you said spicy, I was thinking it's sort of like minty, not sweet mint, but like spicy mint-esque. Because it's not minty, but it has it's like spicy, like spicy, but then also cooling at the same time almost.
I'm gonna give it to the Australian hops, man. Like I'm a fan of Australian hops now. If you have Australian hop growers in your area,
that would be in Australia.
I don't know. Yeah, man. Maybe it's something else. It says hop hit the ground running, tropical aftertaste, Galaxy hops.
They were introduced
just
in
the
Australia
Galaxy hops.
in 2014. This hop hits the ground running in the U.S. in 2011 and blew beer makers away. Complex, intense, exceptionally bright. Tropical aftertaste. Galaxy hops are often described as having passion fruity character, along with aromas and flavors of clean citrus and peach.
Complex, and intense really resonate with me there.
Again, most of the flavor profile is all fruit with no floral, pine, or spice.
I just burped. I just burped, and my breath tasted like marijuana.
That's because hops are the cousin plant to the marijuana plant.
I feel like this is the equivalent to some really dank, strong weed.
Remember this. Passion fruit and some dank pine.
It's dank pine, that's what I'm tasting. That burp, oh.
But take this in.
That was dank.
For this hop, it says most of the flavor profile is all fruit with no floral, pine, or spice.
It's all fruit, no floral. Okay, so the floral was a lie.
No floral, no pine, or spice. No spice either.
That's just the weed.
It's just the weed.
No, it's just honestly, I think this is just a good beer with a crazy hop.
Yeah.
It's just like, it has to be the hop then.
But it can't be the hop if it's saying
it's a good hop.
No floral, no pine, no spice.
Oh wait, what did you say? What's the it's exceptionally complex intense? Where does that come from? It says complex intense.
Galaxy often described as having passion fruity characters along with aromas and flavors of clean citrus and peach. Most of the flavor profile is all fruit. No floral, no spice. But why are we getting floral and spice?
Because we're smelling it and we're smelling flowers, but
if they used only Galaxy in here,
it's the dank Galaxy. Okay, you ever smell some weed and you're like, oh, it doesn't smell like skunk. It smells like a flower.
Yeah, dank pine.
Dank marijuana. It's equivalent. It's like some really high quality weed. I feel like that's what it is.
But see, this is the thing.
It's just the hop that's so potent and engineered. This is a 2014 hop. This is a technically line-breaking hop. It's the latest and the greatest. It's 2014 hop. This is 2 years after the world was supposed to end. They made some groundbreaking material, and it's this hop, and I feel like it's the equivalent of oh man, this is new weed that came out. It tastes like weed. Honestly, if you keep drinking it, it starts to taste like weed. If you think about weed and you drink it, it's just the hop, and it's like weed.
I know, but what I'm saying though is that we are getting, well, at least for me, I'm getting florally. We're getting a little bit of spice in the back of the throat. We're not really getting any fruity flavors out of this. But the hop itself gives you fruit. They're saying it's all fruit, no spice, no pine, no floral. So why are we getting the exact opposite of what... I mean, this is just one Galaxy producer, Northern Brewer. But, I mean, the hops are fairly... If they're coming from the same region, the same terra... They are more or less the same in profile. So why are we getting the exact opposite of what they are putting out?
Maybe they mean by no floral, they don't add any ingredients that are supposed to add floral.
I know, but what are they using else? Wheat, oats gives it body.
Yeah, the wheat is the weight.
Yeah, that's when you want to get hazy, you use wheat and oats. Unless the only thing that makes sense is because we are coming from another big boisterous beer, which was a lot more fruity. We're having a we're not getting, in a sense, the true flavor. We are still taking out what we got in the last beer to this beer, because it's a little different.
Yeah.
And we're thinking this is a lot more florally and spicy, because the other one was so fruity. I think it might be that. I don't know.
Did the last one have spices in it? Are we just feeling the effects of the spices now because of what we drank before?
No.
Or is there a chemical reaction between the two beers within our mouths creating a new chemical that is spicy?
No. But over time, after a little bit, it's not as florally. Then again, I am getting a little drunk.
It's really not spicy. I don't think spicy is the right word to say. Yes, we have an opening effect in the back of our throat, but it's not spicy.
But it did kind of feel for a minute.
But it's not the same as actual spicy.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's why we're saying spicy, but it's not.
It's a spicy feeling. Doesn't mean it is spicy.
It's something else. Maybe a new word needs to be made to describe this new throat feeling, this opening of the throat. I feel like it's more of like...
Liberating?
Liberating, yes. That's why I keep going back to like, it's weed, because I think weed opens up the throat a little bit too, because you're like... Yeah, I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's different than spice. It's definitely not... If you were to like, classical definition of spicy, nope.
Yeah, no.
Okay? And like, classical definition of whatever it said, it wasn't... florally. Mm-hmm. What we interpreted as florally could just be the dankness that was mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Of the hop, and like how complex and aggressive it is. Mm-hmm. That's what we interpreted as flowers, because like, when you smell weed that's complex and aggressive, it smells not like just typical weed. It starts to take on like other smells. Like it's like, whoa, this smells like a flower. Mm-hmm. And like they are of the same plant family, so I could understand how that logic came to me. Yeah. I think it's like just comes down to this crazy hop, and like that's why we're tripping out over it. Mm-hmm. Like,
also, the drink is hitting.
It hits hard.
It's hard,
but that's because it's on our second drink. Like,
it's only our second drink, but remember, we are drinking like over 8% beers.
They hit good though.
They hit good. You want to get drunk fast and for fairly cheap? I mean, yeah. I mean, I could spend $15 on a 6-pack and feel nothing, but I get 2 of these for the same price, and I'm fairly buzzed.
Yeah, honestly, like a 6-pack, you can chug that and you'll just get a headache.
Yeah.
Like, just a straight headache. But this, like...
You're feeling it, right, Mr.
It's like you're in the sauna, and, like, your body temperature starts to rise, and you start to, like, sweat, and, like, your blood pressure rises, but it's, like, in a good way, almost as if you had a cup of coffee, but not a cup of coffee. It's great. It's good feeling.
After I drink this, you know what? It's growing on me. I think it might take a... What I think it is because we had something that was very fruity forward, and then coming to this, which is retracting a lot of the fruitiness.
This is like a step back from the fruit juice, which I think is a good thing. I don't like a super fruity beer. It was great. That beer was great. Mm-hmm. It's just like, man, they're both good.
Yeah.
Like, they're both good, man. Like, you can't have one without the other.
Exactly. It's like yin and yang.
Yeah, I like both in their own way. Like, yeah, maybe I'm in the mood for a fruity one. Maybe I'm in the mood for a bitter one. It's like, both of them have this essence of quality behind them that really makes you ponder the meaning of alcohol and what the potential can be unlocked for any beer.
One thing I want to say about this beer, and also the Holy Trinity, is that over the past little bit, I've been having, a good bunch of beers, different beers, and I'm thinking a lot of them are kind of tasting fairly similar, not gonna lie. A lot of the beers now for me taste fairly similar. But this and like the Holy Trinity are different. They bring something new to the show, or maybe not even new, but just something different. They have a bit more character to them and really can just stand out where you're gonna remember, oh yeah, 2 Finger Snap. That was that threw me for a little bit of a loop, where some other beers are just like, well, this is good, yes, but I can get this other beer and they taste minusculely different. Like, there's no real big difference. I haven't come across something like 2 Finger Snap before. That's one thing I like about this beer, is that it is different and it is giving a big impression. And it's having to search up hops, do a big conversation about this beer and what's going on with it. Some beers, you don't have that. You're just like, yeah, this is a good beer. It's fine. But this beer is giving us a conversation.
Yeah.
And that's what craft beer is about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's bringing people together about a conversation.
I'd say this is like an S tier beer. Like this is like, I don't think I've had a beer.
I'm still getting that spicy note at the back.
Yeah, like that's done that before. Ever. I've never ever mentioned this before. So like, I gotta say, like whatever this new hop is, 2014 breed of hop, it's a good one. But it's like, it's a little aggressive, you know?
It is a fairly aggressive hop.
So like, you wouldn't want to have it all the time, because then you'll just become desensitized.
Yeah.
But man, is it good. Man, is it a treat. Man, is it good. It's a sweetie. One thing is that this hop really speaks to me because of its aggressiveness.
Yeah.
And the fact that it grows on you.
Yeah. You start liking the pain.
And it doesn't become pain. It becomes pleasure. Like it wasn't even painful.
No.
It was just a different new feeling that you're just unfamiliar with, and it like takes you to this place where you're like, what is this?
This beer's changed my mind. I'm still not the biggest fan of it, but I can appreciate it a lot more for what it is because look at where we are now.
Yeah, it's a quality hop.
We gotta choose on the foul sip, so I'm gonna pour you just a touch more.
Yes.
Yo, cheers on the foul sip.
Cheers.
Let's get ready to ratings. Overall, what do you give Two Finger Snap with Galaxy?
Probably the best double IPA I've ever had.
Okay.
It's really addicting. I'll give it a 10.
No shit.
I also like the purple.
Yeah, can't deny.
I've always been a fan of like
nice.
purple drinks.
I'm not giving it a 10. I gave Two Finger Snap a 9.6. For the experience with this beer, you know, it's definitely really up there. It is a good beer. It might not be my flavor profile, but for what the beer actually is, top-notch stuff. Fuck it, I'm giving it like a, I'm giving it a 9.2.
A 9?
A 9.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on the same quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the hops so much that I'm like, wow, this is so unique. I'd never had this so before. I'm giving it a 10.
Nice.
Yeah. No,
You learn something. You're more of the
yes,
more of the bitter, more of the earthy and grassy, rather than fruity and you know, super sweet.
Fruity and tooty.
Tutti fruity. Yeah.
Yep.
See, you learn when you drink new beers.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
awesome.
very different.
Mm-hmm.
At first it's similar, but then you like get into it and then you start drinking it more and you're like, okay, these aftertastes, they just keep coming at you.
Yeah.
The new like little aftertaste is just like, it's good, man.
That it is. Well, before we leave you, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or beers you want me to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Maine Brewski, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. Andre, again, I want to thank you for joining me.
Thank you for the handshake.
Yeah, no problem. His links for his music, his SoundCloud, and his YouTube channel are going to be down in the comment box, description box below. And we'll see you in the future.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Big long handshake.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for me, Maine Brewski, like I always say. Crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers.